All right, let's get it. Contrary to popular belief, this is why police reform is needed. So, I'm sure most of you have seen the video of Lt Caron Nazario and his traffic stop. So I'm not going to play it, but I will post the links to the actual video in the description box. Um, but yeah, so this is a traffic stop that occurred back in December, and it's shocking that this video is only surfacing 4 months after these events occurred. So anyway, I actually I had another video all queued up and ready to go yesterday. I decided not to post it. My wife asked me why I was yelling. I was a tad bit emotional. So I decided not to post that video. I'm going to just try and talk through this one, and just sort of voice my views. I'm still emotional. I'm still upset, by the way, but I just want to talk through this one and sort of voice my grievances, right? And like I guess, like, even though the video speaks for itself, but just make a case for police reform, right? So just a quick recap of the events that occurred, right? So basically this guy was driving through a small town in Virginia. I believe it's Windsor. And basically the cops pulled him over because they said that his new tag in his new vehicle was not visible. When you watch the video, look in the upper right corner and you can see that his new tag is clearly visible in his rear window. So that was the reason for the traffic stop, although they never actually said that in the video. And my grievance is, like, why did the police escalate this situation to the level that it did? Or I should say, to the level that, to where they had to pepper spray this guy and had guns drawn, and thank God, that this didn't end as a fatal shooting. I mean, because it totally looked like it was headed in that direction. But I just want someone to tell me, anybody, somebody, please tell me, why were these cops so aggravated? Why were they so agitated? I mean, it's just a routine traffic stop. Lieutenant Nazario is calm. He has his hands out of the window, they're clearly visible. He's the one trying to de-escalate the situation, and these two clowns are clearly instigating and escalating. And this is why police reform is needed ASAP, immediately. It's crazy. You see the "we support our troops, we love our troops." Where are those people? Where are they now? Where's the outrage? Why is this just now making national news 4 months later? And I'm pretty sure that, this is in Virginia, so it's probably a military town. I mean, if it's not a military town, it's probably close to a military town. So I don't know. I just don't understand. Well, I do understand that. I mean, it's just total hypocrisy, right? But the whole we love our troops, save our troops. I guess it only applies to a certain demographic. So yeah, I'm just appalled by all of this, and thank God that Lieutenant Nazario was recording, because that's probably the only reason why this surfaced. Is he probably released his video or had his video, because he did file a lawsuit against these two clowns. So it probably got submitted into evidence and someone caught wind of it, and this is probably why this actually made it to the national news. But if he had not recorded this probably would not have seen the light of day. It would have got swept under the rug, and it would have, been a non-issue, right? And then next time they pull over someone, it may have ended badly. Now, I just want to say this, right? So when people say defund the police, defund the police means not giving them extra money to go buy military style vehicles and military style weapons to use against US citizens and the American public. That's what defund the police means. Okay? Defund the police does not mean abolish the police. So when you hear someone say defund the police, no one's talking about get rid of police altogether. All right? It's talking about not rewarding them for acting like a-holes. And I don't even know if defunding the police is the solution. I don't know what that would accomplish. In my opinion, reform, retraining, extensive vetting, that's what's needed to get these incidents to go away, right? And I mean vet these guys all the way back to high school. Go through their social media before you put these guys on the force. Go through and if you can, interview some of their classmates from high school. See what kind of guys they were. Because, I mean, and I know people change, but you probably don't change all that much, right? So if you were a jerk in high school, if you had, you know what? Scratch that. Because I'm not even going to say that it's all racial, right? I think it's more of TV cop syndrome. That's what I think these guys are being taught, right? Take control of the situation, be the authority figure, and you got to be the tough guy. And I think that's why this situation just got out of control the way that it did. And I mean, like, if you see on the video, these guys got out of they got out of the car angry. And I said it's just a routine traffic stop. And it's crazy, right? You hear one of the officers say, "You're gonna ride the lightning." Why? For what? Because I ran a red light? Because I ran a stop sign? Because I was speeding? Are you serious right now? I mean, it's just like I said, the video speaks for itself, but this is why we need police reform in America. So this is and you know this isn't like a joke to be taken lightly. This is a very serious matter, but someone put like a comic book spin on this. But these are actual quotes from the incident, right? And in the video, you can hear Lieutenant Nazario say, "I'm honestly afraid to get out of the car." And one of the officers' immediate response was, "You should be." Officer Chauvin is on trial right now. Former Officer Chauvin is on trial right now for killing George Floyd. I mean, you would think that these guys would have some type of sensitivity, some type of awareness of current events. No, they don't care. They don't care. Or what's even worse is they don't think they'll ever be held accountable. That's why they behave in this manner. That's why I don't I don't I don't know. I don't know. It's just crazy to me, right? It's crazy. I mean like you would think like this would be like in every pre-shift meeting if they have pre-shift meetings. I mean, I don't know. Guys, make sure we're doing the right thing, you know. We gotta watch. We gotta watch what we do. We gotta watch what we say. We gotta watch how we behave. You know, there's a focus on excessive force. There's a focus on police brutality. You know, you would think that this would be beaten into these guys' heads, right? But no, apparently it's not, you know. And like I said, it's just amazing that this did not escalate to the level of a shooting. I mean, because it was like right there. And this is why we also need like that bad cop registry that Joe Biden has been talking about to prevent these guys from, because actually the older cop from the video, Officer Gutierrez, he has been fired, and rightfully so. But that bad cop registry would prevent Officer Gutierrez from moving to another town, moving to another state, and becoming a policeman in another state. That's part of the reform that's also needed and required. You know, the cop that killed Tamir Rice in 3 seconds of arriving on the scene, or however long it was, right? He had been fired in another town. The guy totally should not have been a cop. So had this bad cop registry had been in place, that young man may still be alive. So this is part of the police reforms that are needed, and like they are past due. So check this out. This story totally flew under the radar. Here's another Army vet, a soldier, who was killed by police in Alabama. Someone had committed a shooting, you know, and they were at the mall. It was Christmas season, so you know the mall is packed. And someone committed a shooting like somewhere in the mall. The cops see this guy. He has his weapon on him. He has his sidearm, and they shoot him in the back. They immediately assume that he's the guy that committed the crime. No investigation, no questioning, no apprehension, just bang, bang, we got him. Guy had nothing to do with the incident. I mean, nothing to do at all. And this happened in 2018. And I'm willing to bet a lot of people are not familiar with this story. So again, where's the outrage from the We Support Our Troops crowd? Where are they? Where's the Second Amendment people? Where's the NRA? I mean, because had he not been carrying a weapon, he probably would not have been shot. I don't know. That's a total speculation, but just saying. It just it amazes me, right? That people are so biased in what they claim to be offended by, so biased in who they support, and all of the fake outrage about this, that, and the other, and like I said previously, I guess it only applies to a certain demographic, right? I mean, because when it's a person of color, the uniform doesn't mean anything. Your service to your country is, no one cares. You're just another, well, I won't say it, but y'all know how that ends. So I seen on the news this morning that there's a shooting that also has taken place in Minnesota, where a young African American man, he had a warrant. He got pulled over for a routine traffic stop. They ran his name, ran his plate, seen he had a warrant. So they were going to cuff him and take him in, rightfully so. And the video shows that a scuffle did break out. I mean, I don't know why the scuffle started. Everything seemed to be like pretty relaxed and pretty calm. He seemed to be cooperative. Then he did sort of like jerk away and sit in his car. And the officer who was not like involved in the arrest, was just there as backup, shot him and killed him, actually. And I think that maybe she thought she had her taser in her hand, but she didn't. She actually had her weapon, her service weapon, and she fired a shot and she killed this young man. So again, this is why police reform is needed ASAP. And this is also why, some people are just not qualified to protect and serve. And I'm sorry if it's how I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. If you're so scared when you pull someone over that you need to draw your weapon every time, if you're scared for your life every time that you pull someone over, every time that you write a ticket, if you're so scared that you need to pull your weapon, then you're not qualified to be a policeman. I'm sorry. If you fear for your life that much, then maybe you shouldn't do a job that puts your life in jeopardy. Just a thought. Just a thought. Go do something else. Go be a plumber. Go be an electrician. Because I'm tired of hearing the excuse of I feared for my life. Especially when you're the only one who has a weapon. We're tired of that excuse. We're tired of that excuse. No more. No more. So that's all I have. I'm gonna leave it right there. Like I said, I'll paste the links to the actual videos actually, because I'm going to paste two videos. There's another video where you know after the situation is de-escalated, when the medical team arrived on the scene after they pepper sprayed Lieutenant Nazario. You hear the older cop tell him, "Hey, I'm willing to let this go if you are. I don't want this to go on your service record and possibly jeopardize your career in the military." And it's like, are you serious, guy? So now you're gonna, like, after you realize that you screwed up royally, now you want to try and say I'm willing to let this go after you pepper sprayed me? Now you want to let this go after you've threatened my life? Now you want to let this go, and then you got a subtle threat in there about I don't want you to jeopardize your career. No, no, pal, it's your career that's in jeopardy, and you've been fired, and rightfully so. So I'm gonna leave it there for now. Like always, I appreciate your time. Peace.